It's a 3,000 horsepower car.
It went 720s, I think, in the quarter mile. That's 200 miles an hour. That's a lot to pile on.
Who was the fastest here in Colorado at that time?
I would say it was me.
Welcome back to another Slush Motorsports podcast. Today we have a very special guest. He's an OG in Colorado, and he's a big reason on why Colorado car culture is where it is today. So without further ado, I'd like to introduce Justin Summers. Thank you for being here today.
Thanks for having me.
If you don't know, now you will know. Endless Garage is now here in Colorado. You guys just opened up how like 2 months ago?
Like almost 50 days ago now. So yeah, Endless Garage is here. I owned Auto Trends since 2007. We've been doing that a long time. But yeah, Endless Garage is a new variant, a much improved variant of Auto Trends and all the stuff that we do there, and on more of a luxury and exotic level.
Yes, this is a really good place to come. Like, if you're a car enthusiast in general, you should definitely come check out Endless Garage. Like, you'll be amazed. They have awesome food here too.
A restaurant, yes.
And then also, if you need anything like PPF, you know, your car worked on, tent, even
turbos,
detailing, turbos, like they're pretty much the all-in-one shop. Like, this is the place to be. And you guys got a cool sim out there, dude.
Yeah. We've got a lot going on. We've got, you know, in essence, 6 different businesses in one. We do the auto spa, the storage, the sales, the service, the performance. You know, Club Endless, which is a kind of VIP car club, in essence, automotive country club, if you will. And then, you know, we wrap all that together and we brought it all into one 26,000 square foot building. So it's a lot of fun.
Yeah, it's a huge building. And you guys have the lots across the street too, don't you?
We do. Yeah, we do. We're going to be opening up a coffee shop. You know, Endless Caffeine. It'll be a really fun thing for the Cars and Coffee and the Slush events and all the cool events that we've got coming for the rest of this year. You know, the rest of the season, I guess you could call it. Right? Colorado, we don't get a full year, but
I'm trying to convince you to let me lease out a space. You know, put a Slush Motorsports shop.
Oh yeah. That's we're gonna have that. We'll have that. And then we're gonna do. You know, we need some more office space and, you know, some more stuff that kind of tailors in with Club Endless and you know, a hair salon and barber shop and, you know, a IV bar and that type of stuff's coming. So,
hey, like,
yeah, a lot of stuff.
And then there's gonna be hotel rooms here eventually, watch. Because people are not gonna want to leave. They're definitely not gonna want to leave. Every time I come here, I'm like, dang, I just can hang out.
We gotta get you an apartment up here, Phil, so you can hang out.
Right.
Talk a little longer.
And you guys can't see right now, but we're actually sitting in a room full of cars. You see the Sports right here. You probably see what is that, a Demon 170?
Demon 170. We got the Ricky's R8 from T1, which just got sold. Yeah, so we got a lot of horsepower behind it.
T1.
Yeah.
That's what? How much horsepower are they putting down?
3,000 horsepower. It's a billet block R8.
3,000 horsepower.
We sold that in less than a week. We've got a really big outreach. You know, people trust us. Our word means everything. So when somebody wants something and we sell it, you know, that pedigree goes a long way to that handshake extends.
It does.
You know, like, hey, it's going to be right for if we're selling it, we take it on and we want to do it. You know, it means a lot to, you know, customers around the nation that we're selling it.
It does.
You know, along with our partners, obviously T1 and Boost Logic and Hefner Performance and, you know, those things on the motorsports side of stuff means a lot. You know.
Yeah, and you have like longevity in the game, like you said.
Yeah.
Auto Trends since 2007. That's
Auto Trends since
that's almost 20 years.
It is almost 20 years. You know,
most people in the game can't stand the test of time.
Exactly.
And when you come across a shop or someone who's been in the game for that long, like, there's a lot you can learn.
A lot you can learn. Every day's learning still for us. You know, that's the important part is getting better and always progressing. You know, so that's what I've done for, you know, what, 18 years now.
18 years.
You know, 18 years. So it's been a long time, but it's been a good road. I love our clients. I love our customers. I love what we're doing in the future, what we're looking forward to, where we're going with Endless Garage and what we plan to do nationwide level. But we wanted the proof of concept here in Colorado because we have thousands and thousands of customers that are super loyal to us, that are our style of customers. That's a big thing in this game, right? Like, everybody has a shop. There's certain shops for certain people.
For certain
You know,
people,
it's,
yeah.
it's very important. We all understand that, that's okay.
Yeah.
Like everybody's customer isn't for everybody.
So would you say like cars are almost like people because depending on the car you buy, there's like
100%. Yeah.
I mean,
We had that discussion off camera.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
yeah.
You can shrink it all down to the diesel game, right?
Yeah.
So you've got Ford, Chevy, and Dodge, right? And you have that customer base for those exact
Yeah, it's a
vehicles.
specific niche that people like. For
Very,
sure.
very specific,
is.
and then you can blow it up into Europeans and Japanese and American muscle and old school and new school and, all those kinds of things. But you can really get down to the basics of it with Ford, Chevy, and Dodge,
Yeah.
right? Like that's what it is.
So what do you rock with out of those three?
Like, what do you drive?
I Ford.
That's we're already there.
Ford, yeah, okay.
We're already there,
Okay,
right? Like
sense.
we're Ford people,
Yeah,
right?
this makes a
You're
lot
our
of sense.
people, right?
Yeah.
You're our style of people. Ford diesel pickups, the style of people that those go with, the class of those people that go with it.
Mhm.
Not class as in better than anybody, but that's that classification of people.
Yeah.
We're Ford people, right?
Mhm.
That's what we are.
That's true. So then, what do you think about the GTD, and then also what do you think about the ZR1X?
That's a tough one, right? Like, the GTD.
My soul's hurting on that one. 'Cause
Yeah,
I'm like,
yeah,
we
yeah.
were supposed to take that one.
We got
home.
beat on that one.
Yeah, we were supposed to
We
take
got
that
beat on that one. GTD is awesome, right? I haven't seen one personally. I don't know a ton about it. One of our really good customers really, really, really wanted to get on it. He tried his hardest. He's got a lot of Ford vehicles, and they didn't even give him an allocation. But as far as comparing them, obviously the turbos win, right? Like,
Dude, they definitely do.
That should have been something Ford did. They didn't do it.
Yeah.
That's okay. But I do love the C8 platform. I'll give it that. I think it's leaps and bounds better than anything America has ever produced.
Yeah.
From the basic Stingray to the X.
Yeah.
So
does a C8 still scream muscle car to you?
It doesn't. Not even a part of it.
So
you drive that car, you're not like, oh, I'm in a Mustang or an old, C7 Corvette that, when you're going 100 miles an hour, everything's rattling, you know what I mean? And shaking, and it's just, it's not that car. I want to say it's a get flamed for this.
You're gonna say it's a supercar?
No, I was gonna say it's leaning more towards an exotic, right? Like, I don't know if you call it a supercar. It's definitely not a hypercar. I don't even think the ZR1X is even close to a hypercar. But is the ZR1X a supercar? I'm gonna say it is.
It looks like one.
Now it's not a muscle car. It's not, this demon. This is an awesome car.
That's a muscle car for sure.
That's a muscle car.
That's a muscle car.
That's
cool.
Yeah. But that C8, it's a phenomenal car. It's DCT. The motor's behind you. It drives phenomenally. The technology's there. It's comfortable. One of our big customers, Jason Gerdner, he owns a technology company here in Colorado, Tecobi. Right. He loves that. Like, he's had,
he does have
a big promoter of the Z06. The new C8 Z06.
I mean, if you think of it in a perspective of like, if you're in the car culture, you've always wanted a Vet or like a GT500. You always wanted the Z06 or the Z01.
I haven't, but
or the GT500. Well, I mean, like when
into that,
like that's something that kind of seems more obtainable.
100%,
right?
100%.
And now the new generation of that is the C8, but you still have the GT500, but it's not Carroll Shelby anymore.
It's not Carroll Shelby, and it's still muscle car, right?
It's still muscle car.
Not it is a DCT trans, right? So the direct clutch trans. It's cool, but completely different cars. Like, you drive that Mustang and you drive that C8, you get the vibe of I'm in a European sports car, right?
That's true. That's very true.
It's not. You see it driving down the road, you think, oh, that's not a Corvette. That's not where your mind goes, right? You're like Ferrari or something, like.
I feel like the mistake that they kind of made though was there's just so many different C8s, or there's a lot of C8s, and they made C8s at a lot of
more C8s since 2020 than any of the other manufacturers' vehicles combined. So more Huracans, more Porsches, more
That's wild.
More R8s.
That's wild.
I don't know the numbers off the top of my head, but it's insane. But that's also a great thing, right?
It means it's a good car.
It means it's a great car, and they're still $55,000. A 2020 C8 with 25,000 miles on it, still $50,000.
Yeah. I think it'll bottom out there. Like it won't go any lower.
It just proves that it's a good car.
Yeah.
It's not a $28,000 car right now, and every other Chevy is, right?
Yeah.
Your base Stingray C7 with 50,000 miles on it, what does that thing cost? A 2019, was it 25 grand?
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
that's true.
Like,
yeah,
that's hurt.
so
They've done a great job. And the aftermarket industry, I believe that will be the biggest car, right? Like in another 2 or 3 years when that car does dip into the high 30s, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think that will be, and once they figure out the trans tuning and all that stuff, which they still haven't cracked, but they figured out how to tune it and HP tuners and all those types of things. But once that car, there's so many of them.
Yeah.
I think that's a new hotness. You know what I mean? Like the average kid can go get a loan on and afford and, pay, whatever, $30,000.
And look like you're doing something.
And have some real
some
clout,
fun.
you know what I mean? Like,
and be reliable.
Reliable-ish, you know what I mean? And still be able to work on it themselves, and get parts readily available and, all those things. I love the C8 platform, man. Corvette did a great job.
You definitely
did a great job.
That's why I wanted to ask you, why did you decide out of all the cars to do a full carbon fiber body on a C8?
Well,
like what motivated you?
We haven't even released that car yet.
Oh, my bad.
I mean? But
sorry.
But no, it's out. It's out. It's good. We have.
Yeah.
But we've just been so busy, we haven't been able to finish the car here at Endless. Why did we pick that car over anything else? It was a combination of things. One, a lot of the work had been put into that car from another company that went out of business with Nelson. And I told Nelson when I saw this, hey, if this doesn't come to fruition, let me get in and let me take over this project because I love the C8, Now, there's the GTR, awesome things came from T1. T1's doing the same project with Nelson right now.
They're doing
the
full
carbon GTR.
Dang.
It should be released in probably a couple months, you know what I mean? But T1's going to have that, right? We have the C8 at Endless. T1's going to have that full carbon body GTR, right? Like that's a game changer
That's
too, right? That car's
been
No.
And that's a good way to differentiate yourself.
It is. It is. And they're the guys that do it, right?
Yeah.
They're the absolute best. They're the pinnacle of motorsports and how to run a business and how a handshake still means everything. And
T1?
T1. Tony Paulo, the best of the best guy, right?
How'd you meet T1?
Man, I've a couple years ago we had a tuner and it wasn't working out and we were frustrated and I've always known of Tony, right? And T1. Obviously we bought parts from him forever. But man, we got put in touch with a guy and I was like, hey, Tony, I know you don't know me, you don't know much about me, but I need some help, right? I want you to tune our stuff, right? And he doesn't do this for many people, right? And he's like, Justin, I've been watching you for a long time. It looks like you do some great stuff. Let's do one, and we'll see how it turns out, right? And obviously that one turned into 50.
Yeah.
Now, and we're great friends. We talk all the time, and obviously, what he's done in business. He owns Injector Dynamics. Something super special he told me in the very beginning was him and Paul Yall. They own Injector Dynamics together, right? And their relationship still to this day is a handshake. It's not paperwork. It's not. And we're talking a $20+ million a year company.
That says a lot in 2025.
These boys are still just handshaking it.
That says a lot in 2025.
That's a huge deal to me. So I was like, well, this is my person 1,000%, right? Like we know that this guy, and when he told me that, in our beginning of our relationship, like I knew that I could trust this guy to the end. Like that's special. Like you don't find that anywhere. So that's kind of how we started years ago. And then obviously every vehicle that we do, everything that we do, Motec wise, from the V10 platform to the GTR platform, it's Tony, right? I don't.
He's trusted.
He just trusts us, and we trust him, right? So, from 3,000 horsepower build it block R8s to, your basic bolt-on GTR with a Motec kit that makes 1,300 horsepower. Like all of it in between. He's the only guy that I trust because he trusts us, right? We know when we plug in If there's a problem or there's an issue, we know how to diagnose it very quickly. And he knows the work that we do, and we obviously know the work that he does.
Yep.
And we source everything from him, and we use quality parts with our other partners, Boost Logic and Hefner Performance and T1, right?
T1 they've done, like you said, that's a 3,000 horsepower car.
Right there.
That's insane.
You know, it's a billet block.
Yeah.
I mean, it's went 720s, I think, in the quarter mile at over 200 miles an hour, you know. Ricky is a great customer of T1. I've got to meet him a few times and obviously selling this car for him. You know, he wants to move into something else now, right? He's ready. You know?
So you've dealt with a lot of high horsepower cars. You've owned high horsepower cars yourself.
Yeah.
With you having all that experience, what is the ideal horsepower amount someone should actually strive for?
Man, that's so subjective. You know, it's so tough to say what that is. I honestly think like the best car that I could put together for you, you know, I don't want to sound this as a reasonable level, but $70,000, right? You've got a 2017 Audi R8 that you paid 140 grand for, and you've got 70,000 extra dollars, right, that you can sink into something. Doing a twin turbo kit on that with a Motec and a fuel system from T1, you can make that 1,150 wheel horsepower, 1,200 wheel horsepower. If you throw a clutch in there, you can make a couple hundred more horsepower.
The clutch is another 20 grand.
Clutch
right?
is another 20 grand. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know, the duties and tariffs and you know, Datsuns, you know, Australian stuff. You know what I mean? But man, it is the best car. Like, it's not going to break on you. It's tuned appropriately. You know, it does all the cool things. It does the flames and the anti-lag and the you know, what we want to call it, rolling launch or you know, anti-lag. But man, it's the best car in my opinion. It's just that little step above the GTR, right?
Yeah.
You know, it's less clunky, it's less noisy. It's in great shape, you know, that type of stuff. But
I usually say that
that's where
I say the same thing in regards to that, because like it's like the perfect race. It looks like a race car. Honestly. You put a wing on it. I'm talking about the Gen 2.
Yeah.
Yeah. The Gen 1s, I do like the Gen 1s too.
It's a good car.
Yeah, they are really good cars.
But
the
the
Gen
transmission
2s,
is just not there in the Gen 1.
Right.
You know?
The Gen 2 is like the perfect car you can buy.
Yes.
Ever.
I mean, you own the fancy version of it, right?
I do.
You own the $100,000 more version of it. And I mean, you can attest to the guys.
I never want to sell a car. I don't. I hope I don't.
Yeah.
I say that now, but you never know. But I hope I don't ever.
You have the Lamborghini variant of it. You have that's the pinnacle, right? That's what all of us strive for when we're kids, right? Is that Lamborghini, right?
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
That's what you've worked your ass off for. That's what you've done all this stuff for, is to get to that point. I mean, what do you think of it?
I think it's like the perfect race car for the street.
It is.
Like, it looks good. It sounds good.
It's reliable.
The only thing is, it stands for what a supercar stands for. Is not practical. Like, I'm not getting groceries in it, but like, I don't want to go get groceries in it, you know?
Yeah. And if you had to, you still can.
You still can, technically, because it has
drive in the rain, go get some groceries. You know, it's the Honda Civic of supercars.
You definitely can.
It's the greatest car, and that Audi variant of it, you know, is you know, I don't want to say affordable, because $200,000 is a lot of money.
Yeah, still a lot.
40 grand plus, you know, $70,000 into it. You know, that's still a ton of money.
It's the car that makes the most sense.
It makes the most sense.
It makes the most sense
in this world.
Yeah. In this world. Yeah.
GTR is a very close second. You know, love the GTR.
Well, also the Audi R8s and the Huracans, they're king of the streets, right?
All three of them, right?
Well, if we're gonna line it up, this is the way I view it. Okay. So I got.
Give me the view.
I got Huracans, Audi R8s.
Yep.
Whatever. Number one. Then I put GTR Viper, 2, 3.
You think the Viper's even in the same? Sorry, Antonio, the Vipers suck. But I don't.
When it comes to like road racing, like, aren't they? Those are the cars that you see that mainly get the W.
Yes.
Like, what would you put above the Viper?
GTR for sure.
Yeah, GTR. That's the only one. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. No, you're right there.
Yeah.
You know, you're 100% right there. But I don't think it's a super close, you know, second to third. You know,
you think it's GTR by far?
It's GTR and V10 by leaps and bounds.
Yeah.
You know, you got a Calvo Viper or Nth Moto Viper that does, you know, on the street it goes 2 60 to 130. Very fast car,
2.9.
right? For rear wheel drive, it's working. The traction control's there, tuning's there, awesome cars. But then you've got, you know, just your stock motor V10 that does that.
Right.
You know, 2.8.
Right.
You know,
That's crazy.
that's tough.
Yeah.
You know, is it going to live forever at 2.8? Probably not, but it's going to do it. You know, and then you've got a built motor V10 that does, you know, 2.7, 2.6 everywhere, even at our altitude. You know, like we can pull out 3 of the cars in here right now that do that faster than that. You know,
Right.
And then on the track they go 2.3, you know, 60 to 130, and they go 1.7 to 100 and 150. You know, now the Vipers start really moving above that.
Yeah, that's when they really start.
120, 130, they really start moving. The nth cars are insane. The Calvo cars are insane.
But would you say those are the top 3?
Oh, 100%.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't see anything
else. What will go fourth?
Oh,
that's tough.
I don't even know.
I don't know.
I've never even thought about that. You know,
yeah. But those are the 3. Those are the big 3.
Those are the 3 for sure, in my opinion. The V10 platform, the GTR platform, and then obviously the Viper platform. On the top builders, those guys. You know,
is it true that it, like, as far as expense wise, does it cost the same amount of money to build a GTR that it does to build a Huracan?
It kind of does. You know, it's real close. The V10 transmission is insanely expensive. So full build on that $70,000, right? That's kind of what sets them apart. But everything else is kind of close. Like the V10 motor versus the GTR motor, pretty close, same money to build it. The Motex costs about the same. You know, all the ancillary stuff costs about the same. You know, obviously you're starting with a car that's, you know, if you're into a 2017 R8 for 140,000 and you're into a GTR for 80, there's a big difference there.
There's a big difference.
You know, but as you start modding them, to get, let's say you want 850 horsepower out of your GTR, it's 30 to 35 grand, like depending on the parts that you choose. Same thing with the V10, right? If you want that 1,200 horsepower out of a GTR, 1,200 horsepower out of your V10, it's about the same, 70,000-ish bucks.
I hear there's a big gap when it comes to the R35. Like you can do full bolt-on for a good cost, but then right after that, it's just like
it is. It's $30,000 to get to that 850 horsepower if you have a stock car.
$30,000.
Yeah, roughly.
Just to get 800.
850.
Nowadays you get those BMWs.
Yeah. Okay. The BMW stuff. That's a cool. You know what I mean? I get that. You know what I mean? That's a great car. And we don't know a ton about those.
Yeah.
But we're guys are pounding on the door with it. You know.
There's so many in Colorado.
The guys at N5X have done a phenomenal job. He's a good friend of mine, Brian.
Brian, yep.
Good kid. Really I high five him all I can. You know what I mean? Tell him he's doing a good job.
The BMWs now, they're like, you know how Subaru used to be really big in Colorado? It still is. And you'd see them on the road all the time.
It's kind of tough because they make 450 horse built.
Yeah.
Right? You put 30 grand into it and you're getting 450 horse.
Yeah, it's like, what the,
you know? Yeah. It's a little tough.
Yeah. But now it's like, you just see all these BMWs everywhere. And I feel like BMWs, they're not my king, but I think if I'm gonna pay respects, they're king in the street right now as far as likability.
I think and the following's huge.
Yeah, the following is huge.
And the kids are doing really cool stuff with them. They're looking good. It's promising. You know, it's a good car. It's making great horsepower. But yeah, you got $110,000 build, $115,000 build on a G80, and you're gonna make 1,200 horsepower. Yep. You know, so that's a lot of money once you get to that level. To get only 1,200 horsepower.
But you won't see them at 3,000 horsepower.
No,
not
yet.
Yeah, exactly.
Not yet. You know, they've only been out X amount of time.
Yeah.
You know, this platform we've been messing with for 5 years now, I think ish. You know, and Underground's been doing it, you know, for a long time. And Hefner. But this platform, the V10 platform is just the king, right? I mean, how can you have 1,700 horsepower out of a stock engine?
It's crazy.
With some spark plugs. You're really changing spark plugs, and then you have an engine capable of running a low 8-second quarter mile.
Yeah.
Some have touched the 7s, not very long. Obviously, they've blown up when they've gotten into that. But I say a reliable 8.3 second quarter mile, you
Yeah.
know, on a V10, which
Yeah.
is
That's amazing. And
really amazing.
one of the
Yeah.
comments I see a lot now is everyone has an R8 or everyone has a Huracan, and this is the way that I view it. I'm like, I won't say everyone has one, but I will say Lamborghini owners and R8 owners, we actually hang out with each other.
We do.
Ferrari owners and McLaren owners, they're not as close as in this group as we are.
They're not.
It goes back to what you're saying.
And you can get into all the memes and shit, you know, with the Ferrari owners versus the McLaren owners
Yeah.
versus the Lambo owners. You know, it goes back to Ford, Chevy, and Dodge.
It does. It goes exactly.
You know, it's kind of the same thing. But
I think we just like we're more of a niche group. Like we hang out,
100%.
we talk to people.
100%.
So
those are our style of people, right?
yeah.
You know, you don't get many Ferrari owners that even really want to put exhaust on their car. We have, you know, but they end up selling the car and going Lamborghini.
Going Lamborghini, yeah.
Or whatever, you know?
Yeah.
Like that's.
Or you don't see a 3,000 horsepower Lamborghini.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, Ferrari. Yeah, you don't see a 3,000 horsepower.
You're never going to
Ferrari.
see that, you know? So the people behind it, the culture's not there for it.
Right.
The culture's there for, that's the guy that, you know, he's got 4 Ferraris or 8 Ferraris. And he's cheap as shit, you know what I mean? And he's just that kind of guy,
Yeah.
you know, which we all know those guys, you know, that's okay.
It's good. I always say it's good to have sides to everything. That's the reason why Ford and Chevy are good, because they compete.
Yeah.
That's why Lambo, I mean,
it's there.
Yeah, it's there.
It's a
It's
big
there.
competition.
They do compete.
You know,
McLaren,
they do compete.
but that's how they bring out the best product.
McLaren is right there. You know,
Yeah.
they've been doing a lot better.
I like McLaren's, like they have really good body lines. They do really good.
Great looking.
Making the car look good.
Yeah, great looking car.
Really good.
The 765 LT is
that
the car that I've been waiting on for 7 months on the right spec, you know, to get one.
You're in the
I
market
want one
for
so bad. Yeah.
765.
765 is my next car. There was one that came up recently at an auction, and it was the right color, the right spec, right, everything that I wanted, but I'd known the car's passed, right, through some YouTubers and stuff, and it had blown up, and it popped up, and you know, I had to pass on it. You know?
You think you'll ever be in the market for a hypercar?
Man, I don't know. I've never looked at them. I don't know anything about them. I've never done any research.
I feel like
you
the
know.
SVJ is like also the other perfect car.
You know,
in terms of
if you're a mechanic, the SVJ is not a great car.
If you're a mechanic,
and what we know about it, you know, now looking at it from the outside and the body lines and all the stuff that it does, and the sounds and the flames and, you know, the wing and the style of the car, it's awesome, right? But like, it's still old technology, right? And it's still it smells like gas and has problems, and you know, there's issues. Our you know, our customer,
the problems are a bigger headache than
you know, and the clutch and the way that the transmission's set up, and it's just not my cup of tea, because I don't ever want to get that car and make it go faster, right? Because then you get even bigger problems.
Yeah, you do.
You know, you put some turbos on it, it actually devalues the car.
It does,
you know.
But I've heard, like, of course, you look online, you probably only see 2 ever clips of a twin turbo SVJ.
Yeah, very rare.
Obviously, it doesn't really work out when they do it, but when you do see it, though, they sound insane.
Underground makes some awesome stuff. They've been doing it a long time. Really expensive, obviously. But you know, that, like a twin turbo SVJ with 1,500 miles on it that makes 1,400 horsepower. That's cool. You know, I mean, you can't shake a stick at that one. You know what I mean? That's cool shit.
Yeah, I agree.
Yep.
Well, let's go ahead and talk about your history in Colorado. Are you from Colorado?
Yeah.
How did you start Auto Trends? How did you see car culture change from when you grew up to where it is now? And then also,
that's a lot to pile on me.
Do you and do you feel like you're important to car culture in Colorado?
I don't think I'm important to anything, right? I just do the best we can with what we've got and what our customers want, and always trying to get better, right? As far as me feeling like I'm part of it, or I designed it, or I helped with it, that doesn't matter to me, and I don't see myself as that. Obviously, we've been here for a long time.
Right.
You know, 2007 is when we opened Auto Trends. We really started modifying cars immediately. You know, the Evo's platform and the Subaru platform. And in 2012, we got our first GTR, my GTR, which I still own today. It's over there
Yeah.
on the rack, collecting dust because I don't drive it much. But she's still here to do what she needs to do.
Look good.
Look good and go fast. It still has the gas in it from the half mile like 3 years ago or something like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you really haven't driven it.
Yeah, we've won some events with it, and then it goes back on the shelf. But yeah, we've been here since 2007. Thousands and thousands and thousands of customers, normal general repair to obviously building people's dream cars and that type of stuff. But started with Subarus and the Evo, and that was fun. The
Subarus
fun,
and the Evo.
Like really fun.
I bet the Evos were.
The Evo was awesome. Obviously the transmission was the downside to that car, and really putting 600-700 horsepower to it was tough back then, and getting stuff to stay together.
You're definitely important to car culture in Colorado because you've had thousands and thousands of customers. So you're
100%.
You're a doorway to
growth,
the culture.
The growth of the culture. Back in the day, we used to, this is ages ago now. Cruising in Fort Collins and the car culture was so much different than it is now. I don't want to say it was better. It was better for me, but is it better for the standard kid with a, whatever he's driving right now, a BRZ or something like that? I don't know, right? Like,
right.
I feel like our parents said the same shit about us.
They definitely did.
All the time suck now compared to where it was, right?
But I feel like we can really stand on that because social media has like oversaturated.
That's giving everybody a voice, and everybody's got their own opinions now, and everybody can say whatever they want behind their computer screen.
Yeah.
But
like, imagine this place in 2007, right?
Yeah.
If you get to be in a place like this, it's almost like secret society, like that type of level.
It is.
Because you had to find where car culture was. You had to go find where all the crazy cool stuff was. You had to actually go build relationships instead of seeing it online. Like,
it wasn't just a reel, right?
Right.
Or somebody's fake life that they're pushing, and I feel bad. I feel bad for the kids nowadays, for that. It's tough. I couldn't imagine dealing with that in high school and feeling inadequate and seeing all this other stuff and, all this fake shit all over the internet, which is people's highlights of their life, not real life, we all lived it, right? We grew up without that.
Yeah.
Well, at least I did. How old are you, Phil?
Come on, tell them. I'm almost 30.
All right. Well, I just turned 40. So Dang. I've been doing this a long time, 20 years.
You old.
I'm old.
No, I'm just kidding.
Graduated in 03, But, going back to your question, we just started working on cars. Fleet service is what I started with, right? So I went to the big construction companies and I said, hey, let me take care of your fleets. Let me wash these vehicles for you, and let me pick them up at your job sites. Let me, do all the stuff that doesn't make sense for you to pay your guys to do, and let me give you a much better deal. So we picked that up and we hustled for it, and I think we still have 16 of those fleets that we still service at Auto Trends.
Wow.
Superior Wall Systems and ADT and Drohota Construction and all these different big fleets. That's what we aligned with, right? Because I couldn't just open up a shop and say, hey, I do oil changes.
Yeah.
That's tough.
Yeah.
In my mind, it didn't work. So we grew and grew and grew, and then we purchased the building on North College, which we're at now, in 2013, and that's when we kind of really picked up the performance side of things, right? We bought the GTR and we started tuning it, and then we said, hey, let's build the motor, and then we made 1,300 horsepower back in 2014,
That's a lot.
Yeah, and then we went to these racing events, and that's where I met some of my best friends, met them racing, guys all over the United States. A guy had an underground Lambo. We had this crazy event out at this airport. I forget what it was called, DEF CON or something like that.
Yeah.
I don't know if you remember that. They did it one year, and it was like some crazy event where they shut the airport down, and it was like DJs and partying, and it was an insane thing. Like, I don't know how bad shit didn't
That-
happen. You
yes.
know what I mean? Like, but it was all night long racing, drinking. It was crazy.
Who had the fastest car like from that 2007 to 2014 time period? Like
7 to 14.
who was the fastest here in Colorado at that time?
I would say it was me.
Oh, so you were
Yeah.
really
Yeah, the GTR was it. You know what I
Okay.
mean? Like that 2012 mark, right? When we
Yeah.
built it, we did that stuff, and then we went to that event and we raced an underground car and we blew its doors off. You know what I mean? Like
Dang.
we beat a Lambo, right? And that was a hot car back in. I think that would have had to been like 16 or 17, somewhere around
Yeah.
there. You know?
One of my favorite 1320 videos is when those Gallardos were going around like racing everybody in those.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was
Yeah.
crazy.
Exactly. Yeah. But yeah, we've had the fastest cars in this state forever. You know, like we raced, you know, I raced my GTR and Ryan had a Calvo built Viper that made 2,000 horsepower. You know, I'd say he had the fastest car there for a good year or two.
Yep.
I crashed racing him, you know, and we had a lot of fun with that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, it was Ryan's Viper. It was my GTR. And then, you know, we moved into the V10 platform. Sean built a wicked fast.
That thing is super fast.
Blue R8.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That thing was cool shit. We went to a lot of events for that. We took it to Florida and won that event. And
see all these moments and everything that you're explaining are big pieces to
car culture.
What's going on in
Colorado.
Colorado right now.
I guess if you wrap it together like that, it does make sense.
Those are really
you know?
big pieces. Like
Really big pieces.
Yeah.
Like it was the biggest pieces.
Yeah.
Like in the import world, right? In the muscle car world, maybe there was some stuff on the drag strip that we're not a part of, right? Like straight drag cars or
dragsters, stuff
or
like that,
or the circle track guys, you know, the actual road race guys, that type of stuff. I don't know anything about.
But as far as like street culture,
street car culture,
like
we are street car culture in Colorado, right? And,
So-
and our friends and the people that we've been with and the people that we've grown up with, you know, we've went separate ways, you know what I mean? Like some of the guys that we were friends with back then, we're not friends with now, and there's problems there, and that's just normal, right?
Right.
That's normal stuff.
Right.
But all of us collectively, you know,
Played a big part.
We played a big part in it,
Yeah.
you know, to get to like when we go someplace, everybody knows us, right? Like they know, oh shit, you know, this is what's going on.
It's a lot of inspiration because it's like it's one thing to see fast cars online, but when you have fast cars in the state that you live in and you can actually go see and experience it for yourself,
talk
like
to them and learn and enjoy it.
Yeah.
You know, that's awesome.
It's big.
It's part of
Definitely
it. So I guess you're right about that. You know?
So I've heard of a group called Colorado Cartel. What is Colorado Cartel?
Oh, that was an old school thing. It was Ryan, the Viper guy. He created that, and then Sean was in it, and a couple other cars. It was like kind of like I don't want to say it was a flash in the pan thing, but you know, it was getting the groups of guys together that we all love the same things and we all had really fast cars.
Yeah.
You know, there was a sheepy car in it, castrator. You had a Miami blue, like 1,700 horsepower R8. Sean's car, 1,700 horsepower R8.
Yeah, it was the top.
Viper,
of the top.
1,900 horsepower, 2,000 horsepower. There was Jess. Had an underground car, white Huracan.
Dang.
Fast car.
You guys were cooking.
Yeah. You know, there's the Colorado Cartel. I think it could have been way bigger than it ended up just kind of fizzling out, being gone after like whatever. But it wasn't like this huge thing. You know, it was cool. It was a good idea. I just don't think everybody bought into it, you know, and pushed it as much as they could have. You know? So
I just remember when I was hearing about it, like it sounded crazy because it was like, those are nobody knows who's in it.
No.
Like it was a secret thing.
Yeah.
But I knew it was the fastest cars in Colorado.
Yeah. It was a lot of fun. The guys put on events and, you know, I don't know, you know, races in Mexico, you know, and stuff like that a lot. You know, me being up on the north, I didn't get down as much as, you know, it's an hour drive down there. You know, you drive in your car or you trailer it down there. Like, it was a lot to get down there, and I'm, you know, pushing business, right? Business is important to me. My customers are important to me. Growing everything that we do is important to me. So I didn't get down there as much as a lot of those guys that could just hop out of their house and be on 470.
Yeah, and go do
instantly there, you know.
Well, I know right now, like racing definitely has changed. Why? But for you, like, and what you know, why do you think it's hard to just get a fun, nice race these days?
Pride, you know, everybody wants to.
People had pride back then too, though, don't you think?
They did, but it's on another level now because you have to back up your pride with your followers,
Oh
right?
yeah, you're
Like
right.
you've got all these people that
The footage
you
come
don't
out.
want to feel like, oh, they're looking down on me because I lost this race. Like back then, you fucking lost a race.
Yeah.
You know, like, okay, you know, not a big deal or whatever, but everybody has these 20, 30, 40, 50,000 Instagram people that hype them up and tell them they're the best people on the planet and, you know, comment on all their stuff and they don't want to let them down, you know,
Yeah.
inside. It's
It's
sad.
that facade.
You
Yeah.
know what I mean? It's sad. And it's part of it though. I think, you know what I mean? That's what I'm guessing. But yeah, I mean, you know, somebody wants to race me. I got no problem with it. Like, okay, let's
Right.
go race. But
It's not the
I know
same
I'm
no
winning.
more, though.
You know
You
what I
don't
mean?
think like it's?
I know I'm winning, right? Like
Oh yeah.
I know the preparation that we've done.
You
I
said-
know what we've done.
Yeah.
Like if I'm gonna race somebody,
You
I'm
can
gonna
win.
win,
Yeah.
right? And I got humbled, you know what I mean? I've lost races that I think I'm gonna win
Yeah.
and that type of stuff. That's part of it.
But
That's
you
the
got to
best part.
believe in yourself, so it makes
Yeah,
sense.
believe in
Yeah.
yourself.
Yeah.
Like know that you've done everything that you can.
Your losses will make you win.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's not really a loss. It's just a lesson.
Yeah.
Right? You learned what happened. You know what everybody went through, what the car did, what it didn't do. Or you just get flat out beat. Right? Your car's just not fast enough.
Yeah.
You know, and that'll teach you too, and that's what pushes the whole culture too. Right? That's what pushes the financial side of things is racing.
Yeah.
Right? If I lost, I'm gonna go spend some money at a shop, or I'm going to do it myself in my garage and make it faster.
There's so much underlying behind the word race because it changes and like it cultivates everything. Like it brings people together. It's about the experience it brings.
100%.
Like people come together, we hang out, we politic, you laugh, joke. Hopefully nobody takes anything serious.
Yeah.
And then you go compete. And then you have a memorable,
and then you high five.
night.
And you go eat
high five. Go eat afterwards.
Man, you got me. You know what I mean? Or
and then now you get to work
harder
towards being faster. Yeah.
Yeah, you got to work harder. You gotta do more.
Yeah.
Or you just throw in the towel and call it good.
Yeah.
You know, but that's not.
That's that one thing in life that I call knowledge will either make you or it'll break you. 100%. Sometimes people get that loss or they learn about something and it destroys them and they don't want to keep going.
Yeah,
But it's
it just destroys their love for it or whatever. But that'll sort it out really quick.
Yeah,
who your buddies are and who they aren't, right? Like all the guys that take that as a positive thing and run with it, you know, and improve themselves in their car and their culture and their buddies and that type of stuff. Like, or you just quit.
Yeah,
go away, sell your car and be done with it.
But what would you say your favorite experience was in car culture? Like, what's a memorable experience? Yeah, all time. That you can just always think back and be like, dang, like if I can go back and do that again, I would.
Man, it's probably one of the half-mile events when we had it here in Colorado. Geedy used to have some fast cars back then. He used to have a car, a GTR. We got to race with him a couple times. And then the last time that we actually went to the half mile was in Texas at an event with Geedy. He was racing, I think I want to say it was underground car. He had a white Gallardo, which was really fast. I think it was a sequential car, air shifted sequential, made 2,500 horsepower, you know.
In the Gallardo.
But he was racing there. And I was racing there, and I'd been racing with him for years, right? He became a good friend of mine, actually. He owns a Diamonds by Wire, like a jewelry company, and we've actually bought stuff from him many a times. Custom made a ring for us and stuff.
Oh wow,
you know, he's a good dude.
Yeah.
But probably my favorite event was racing with him all those years. And in the last event that we went to, the GTR went 228 and a half mile. You know, this was 4 or 5 years ago. It was fast. You know, this was fast. Now stuff's going 260. You know,
yeah,
like,
but 228 is still crazy.
Fast. Yeah, it was especially for the GTR.
Yes.
You know? But him coming up right when we got done, and you know, he high-fived me, and we were fucking, you know, his car went 240 or something. You know what I mean? Like that was a great memory. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? Because he was my buddy. He was there to congratulate me, and you know, we've had a ton of them. I don't want to put that as the best one. Like,
Yeah.
you know, so many guys that we've raced with, and so many things that we've done. Or, you know, TX2K, we built one of our customer cars, Ali. We built him a Huracan that made 2,000 plus horsepower, and then I had an R8 that made 2,000 plus horsepower. We packed them up. We went down there, and both cars were Elite 8 mile an hour. You know, we missed the qualifying for the Elite 8.
That's awesome, though.
Because we didn't really care. We were just tuning the cars, right? We weren't trying to like compete at that point. You know what I mean? We just wanted to get into the roll racing and have some fun with it and tune the cars right. But yeah, my car went 208 and a half, 208.5 mile an hour, and he went 207 mile an hour. And both of those mile an hours, if we would have raced 10 minutes or 15 minutes before, would have put us into the Elite 8. Which was the fastest cars on the property, right?
Yeah, on the property.
You're talking about T1's cars, Calvo cars, Nth Moto cars, the fastest of the fastest cars on the planet. And both of our cars were right there, you know. So it was that was a special moment, you know.
Yeah.
You know, Ali was shitting his pants, you know.
He was like, what? I can't believe it.
You know, when you know the car's really fast when you got your visor up and the visor slams shut because of the acceleration.
Yeah.
You know, like that's when you know the car's like, okay, it's moving.
It's 0.001% of people actually get to experience being top even 16 in Texas 2K.
Top 30.
Top
I think
30,
the top 32 field last year was everything. I think the slowest car was 204 mile an hour.
Yeah,
and we're talking like not even close to the Elite 8 now. Like this was 4 years ago, 3 or 4 years ago, when it was still in Houston. And now the Elite 8's, you know, 220 plus just to get into it.
Do you think you think it's possible to get even more faster than what, you know, people's been putting down?
It's gonna happen. Like I don't know what it's gonna end at, but you know, there's like this car. This is a 220 car. You know, 220 in roll racing in Texas, 220 plus.
Right.
You know, that's disgusting, insane.
Yeah, that is.
Like my car. I took the Performante down there, and you know, I just wanted to get it tuned right. You know what I mean? And like I wasn't trying to compete, and it went 208, 207, I think last year or the year before. And I was like, I'm good. You know what I mean?
That's plenty. Like you hit over 200 in the first place. That's like,
we're talking like really almost in the quarter mile.
Yeah.
You know, like that's crazy to me.
That is crazy.
Yeah, it's extremely crazy. You know.
Can you get a lot? How many runs would you say you can get out of a 3,000 horsepower V10 build?
Man, that's tough, right?
Before something breaks.
Like you don't know, right? You can go a whole event, not have a problem. You can go into that next event, not have a problem. I think the sweet spot on the V10 built motor is 2,000 horsepower. It's awesome, right? 2,000, 2,100. You start creeping up to that 22, 23.
You're going to start dealing
lots of things start to happen that you're flexing that stock block a lot, you know.
Still on stock block.
Stock block, yeah.
2,000?
Yeah, 2,200-ish, I would say, is your absolute max reliable.
On a stock
block. Yeah, so that's motor, that's pistons, rods, head work, that type of stuff, but stock cast block. But the billet block stuff, we don't know yet, right? Like this car made it through the event, no problems, 0 issues, you know. Pumping out 220 mile an hour stuff.
Yeah.
Now the transmission will break or those things will break. You know, there's so many points of failure at 2,500 plus horsepower.
Aren't transmissions typically the first thing to go when it comes to like building cars?
Dude, at that kind of power, it literally is anything.
Yeah.
Right? It's an axle, it's a transmission, it's a motor, it's a fuel system issue.
Axles for sure. Axles have them all the time.
Yeah. Boost Logic has a phenomenal set of axles that are built by a trophy truck company out of Texas. So it's a local company out of close to Austin that the guy literally said when we built these axles, was like, hey, you break one of these, bring it back and I'll give you another one, right? You're not breaking this because there's a trophy truck that races 24 hours over the desert and just gets the shit beat out of it at 1,000 horsepower. Like they're confident in their stuff. And I don't think, I mean, I don't know the ins and the outs, but you have to talk to Zohair Heath at Boost Logic, but I don't think many of those axles have broken. You know, we've never broken one. One of their built axles. I mean, $6,000 for a set of axles, which is crazy.
But 6,000, it doesn't break.
But it hasn't broken.
Yeah, that's good.
It's going to tear a lot of stuff up if that axle breaks.
Yeah.
At a certain RPM or certain speed, bad things happen.
Yeah. How many cars do you have right now? What do you got to think?
I don't know. I've got the Huracan. I've got the GTR. I've got the Urus. I just sold the Supra. I just sold the Porsche.
You did have a GT2 RS.
I did. That was nice. We threw it on the we in the restaurant. We threw it on the turntable in the showroom.
That thing is sick.
It sold in a week. I got an offer I couldn't refuse.
Yeah.
but yeah, I think I'm down to. I got a Hummer.
That new
daily driver. Yeah, the EV.
Yeah, those are pretty cool.
That's a fun car.
Yeah,
I should never say that because I never thought I'd say that, but the EV stuff is pretty cool. To lease.
Yeah.
Not to own.
Yeah, not to own. Yeah.
Don't buy that. You're gonna be upside down in it. But good fun cars. But yeah, I don't feel the need to do that anymore. Like I said, I want the 765. 765 will be the next car once I find the right spec. Or I'm hoping to be on the allocation list for the new GT2 RS. Yeah.
Dang.
I've had my spot there for 2-3 years now. So we're gonna see if somebody, because there's one guy ahead of me at our local dealership. I don't know if he's dropped off or if he's still hanging strong. Who knows if they'll even get one? It's such a small dealership.
Yeah.
But yeah, we're hoping for that. If it doesn't come true, we'll get an awesome. I'll spec out a 992.2 Turbo S. And
what did you think about your GT2 RS?
I loved it. The absolute best car I've ever owned. Best car about everything. Like the soul in it, the way it drives. I mean, it made 700 horsepower stock. I never touched it. Everything about it was phenomenal. I had zero complaints. I love that car.
Is there a big difference between the GT3 RS and the GT2 RS?
Huge difference. Yeah.
What would you say?
Massive. As far as the way that it drives and handles, I wouldn't say no.
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't say there's a huge difference. But the power delivery, exclusivity.
Yes, that's what you really pay for.
You only got. I think
you get the two
1,500 of those cars. Just like the Performante, they only made 1,500, right?
Yeah.
But the Porsche is just the best, man. Like the way that it drives, the way that you can see out of it, the way that it feels, the way that you can make it do things. And I'm not a track racer by any means.
Right.
You know what I mean? I've never even been to high plains. I need.
Oh, you haven't?
No,
yeah, you definitely
never done it.
High
you know
plains
what I
would
mean?
be fun.
But I was always so fat, I didn't want to be sliding around in the seat,
Yeah.
back and forth. You know what I mean? I just want to go in a straight line. But yeah, the Porsche is absolutely the best car.
What about the Revolto and the SVJ? Do you think the Revolto will end up like the SF90, where you lose 300,
Man, the
200,
SF90
300,000?
Tough thing to watch.
Yeah.
I don't think so. Again, goes back to customer base, right? Lambo versus Ferrari.
Pretty loyal to
Yeah, I don't know. I don't see it dropping nearly like that at all. I think it's going to come down a little bit more and stabilize. But I don't see it, being 300 grand less than sticker. That's a tough pill to swallow, especially guys that were paying 800,000-900,000 for those cars 2 years ago.
I think the SVJ is going to keep going up.
I don't think the SVJ is going to go down at all. Honestly, it came down a little. They got hot there. They're like $1 million.
Yeah,
right? Like for a low mile, cool color SVJ, it was $1 million, $900 to $1 million. They're in the 600 to 700s now. I don't think it'll go lower than that at all. I think it'll go back up. The GT2 RS is pumping right now.
Yeah, the GT2 RS is
pumping. I bought that car for 400 grand 3 years ago, and I sold it for over 500,000. You know what I mean? And now, like just looking from now when I sold it, a month and a half ago to where it is now, they're even higher.
Are there benefits to getting an allocation to a car, whether that's the GT2 RS or?
I think it's huge. Yeah. Now, if you want to be a flipper, no. Well, yes, you're going to make money, but that brand is going to blacklist you, right? They're going to say, just like the ZR1X or whatever the Corvette is, like you can't sell it for 2 years. They're making you sign a contract that says you can't take that car and sell it for 2 years, or they void the warranty and you'll never be a customer again.
They're kind of helping you out at that point though, because it's like, 2 years from now, a GT2 RS is going to be worth even more.
Yeah, yeah,
You know? So it's like, yeah, yeah,
exactly. They're pushing the other market. They're not wanting them to do that. But there's cars for sale. I mean, they're going for 200 grand over MSRP. The Corvette side of things.
So if you can make it on someone's allocations list, it's almost always a way to make money with cars.
Buy the car no matter what.
Yeah.
If it's allocated, you know what I mean, or it's rare, buy the car.
Mhm.
You're going to make money. You're going to be able to enjoy it probably for X amount of time, and you're going to make money selling it, or you're at least going to break even and not lose any money.
Yeah. So a person like me, I have zero allocation anywhere.
Yeah.
How do I even get to the position of?
You just gotta buy stuff, right? Same thing with watches. Same thing with bourbon. Same thing with cars.
Mhm.
Same thing with guns. Like those things are super limited on the higher end variants of it. So getting in to your local dealership and talking with them and putting your $2,000 down for 5 years or whatever it's going to take to get a special car, and they finally get that call, you got to be ready to buy it, right? So you just got to talk to people. Now Ferrari's way weird, and I know nothing about it, but I hear you got to buy like 5 cars to be able to get some cars.
Do something, yeah.
All this stuff, but most of the other normal brands aren't like that.
Yeah.
You go to a Lambo dealership and you say, "Hey, I want a Urus," right? You put your 5 grand down or whatever, and you wait a year, right? And then they call you and say, "Hey, come build this car." You go in and you build it, you spec it, and then they sell it to you for MSRP. That's how it should be. Or like a crazy car like a GT2 RS or the ZR1X, you agree to amount over, like, "Hey, I'm going to pay you 25 grand over," because they want more money for it. The dealership makes sense. They're there to make money. Is it right? That's to you, right, as a person, right? I don't know, however you feel about that. But
before the blacklisting, wasn't there a time in COVID where a lot of people were buying brand new cars and flipping it, and then the dealerships essentially got tired of it? But has this always been like a cheat code, like from
as far as like getting the cars?
Getting the car, like have people always been doing this, getting the allocation, flipping it?
Yeah,
but they just now started
with like the G-Wagon back in 2020, right? Like you can get that car and you can send it overseas and you could probably double your money.
Dang.
But then they started blacklisting the people that did that.
Yeah.
Mercedes has a list that says you try and go buy a car, they're gonna tell you no. Because they don't want that to happen. They don't want you to buy the car at MSRP and flip it and make money. They want you to keep it.
They want you to keep the car. Yeah. Yeah.
Which is weird.
It is weird.
It's your car. Do what you want with it after that. But I think that's the way we're going, right? Like I think, with the updates and the new cars and all the technology that's in them, you're kind of getting more handicapped towards the dealership, especially with the electric stuff.
Yeah. I mean, like that was my viewpoint, is like the dealership's really just the middleman. I feel like cars should just be bought directly from the dealer.
That's what Ford's going to. That's Tesla's model, right? That's what Tesla does.
But then when I say that, what I realized is you lose so many jobs, so it makes sense. It's an economy,
But Tesla still's giving jobs. It's just they're literally like a Walmart greeter when you walk in, right? Like they're like, "Hey, how are you? Would you like a bottle of water? Sit down on this computer and build your car, and then we'll check you out." There's no real sales. There's no real, pitch behind it, right? It's come by the car or don't, So, they're just trying to take out, car dealerships make a shitload of money, and sales guys, good sales guys make a ton of money, and we need that. Sales is a huge thing.
Sales is,
if you can sell something,
everything,
you're going to be fine. No matter what you go to, you'll be able to sell in that industry and be successful.
Yeah. And you have a dealership here as well.
Yes, we do. Yeah, we buy cars, we sell cars, we consign cars, we broker cars.
That's good to know. So if anybody wants to consign
100%
their car, they can do it here. Okay, that's awesome. Would you accept Bitcoin, XRP?
We do. We accept it all.
You do?
Yeah.
Okay, so you would say you're crypto friendly.
We are crypto friendly. Love that. Dogecoin too. Jasmine, all of it.
That's the way of the future.
Yeah, all of it, man. Yeah. We do the exchange right away. So it's not like we sit on the, for 3 days and in our account or whatever. We do the exchange right away.
So someone has bought a car in Bitcoin.
Oh yeah. We sold a car to Kazakhstan, believe it or not.
How was that experience?
It was easy. Yeah, it was way easier than I thought it was going to be. It was stressful because you've never done it. But yeah, we sold a Boost Logic built Audi R8 to a guy in Kazakhstan. with
That's dope.
Bitcoin.
That's so
So
cool.
it was wild.
Yeah.
But that's the way of the world. Some
That is the
people
way
are
of the
gonna
world.
want that, and some people aren't. We've sold cars all over. This car's going to Puerto Rico.
That one's going to Puerto Rico?
Yeah, the T1 built R8. We got another R8 that's probably going to Hawaii in the showroom now. We got George Strait's Turbo S in there. Like he spec'd it back in the day. It's here on
They got
consignment.
everything.
Yeah.
Y'all can't see it, but there's, I don't know, 50,000 horsepower in this room. I don't know.
A lot. There's over $15 million in vehicles here right now. You know what I mean? So
15
and we're just getting started.
Wow.
So
Yeah.
we got a lot to do.
Talk to me about the food. Why should someone go to the Endless Garage restaurant? It's driven.
Yeah. So I knew nothing about a restaurant. I knew I liked to eat, and I know Northern Colorado doesn't have the best food, right? There's not a really great steakhouse to go to, and I wanted to create something just like the car side of things, right? It's something that's ultra high end that everyone can enjoy. So we got a really awesome executive chef, and we got great supporting staff, and we opened up Driven, and we named it Driven, play on words,
It makes sense.
Kind of, but it's also, you're driven in life, you're driven in your goals, you're driven in aspirations, and Driven kind of plays along with everything else. But yeah, it's steak and seafood. We've been rocking. It's been great.
I'm excited. After this podcast, we're gonna
we have our own bourbon.
Yeah.
We've got our own steak and seafood. But Driven has been a lot of fun. We've learned a ton about it, about owning a restaurant, and this whole, I guess, mecca of car stuff and restaurant. We're ready to take it on the road, right?
Yeah.
So Austin, Texas is next.
Austin, Texas
is next.
Okay.
We've already bought the land there. We're right across the street from COTA, Circuit of the Americas racetrack. We can do a lot of cool stuff with them.
Nice.
Once we get to that, we're 18 to 24 months out.
So people will be able to experience Driven and Endless Garage in multiple different states. Eventually. So.
Yeah, Tennessee, big one.
I'm excited for that one.
That's a must. Our good friend Shy.
Yes.
Shy.
Yes.
He's one of my best friends.
He's one of the coolest people.
He's one of the coolest people you will ever meet.
For sure.
He's one of us.
Yeah, he
the core.
Yeah.
We're excited to do some stuff with him out in Tennessee. We're thinking Arizona.
Dang,
possibly.
We have Slush Motorsports Festival in Tennessee.
Yeah, we're just gonna follow Slush around.
That'd be perfect. That would be perfect.
Yeah. We got a lot of great customers.
We could definitely do a lot
of great clients that believe in us. Now's the time to just put in the work, perfect this place, the proof of concept, and which, I mean, we knew it was going to be great. It's already rocking. The auto spa, the clear bra, the tint, PPF, the ceramic coatings, killing it. That's a really big thing for us already. The storage side of things, the sales side of things, obviously our shop, Auto Trends Motorsports is kind of molded into Endless Motorsports now. At our other place in Fort Collins, we don't do any performance work anymore. So it's all moved here. We've got cars from all over, from Tennessee, Nebraska, New Mexico, California,
worldwide
customers from all over. So, and a lot of local customers too. But yeah, it's you guys believing in us. It's our friendship. It's what you guys have created with what we've created. We're that upper echelon stuff, right? That's what we want. So.
We'll definitely be having some cool collabs coming up.
We'll
be doing some fun stuff. I'm excited. It's gonna be good.
I appreciate you, my man.
Well, thank you.
Yeah.
Well, tune into the next podcast. Everyone is welcome to Endless Garage, right?
100%. Yeah, it's not a private thing.
Not a private thing.
It's open to the public. The restaurant's open to the public. Bring it in, do the tour.
Check out all the cars.
Check it out.
Before I had any cars, I'm sure before you had any cars, we always went to dealers and looked at cars.
Right? That's what
that's how you manifest things, and this is the perfect place to manifest, experience, and just learn.
Yeah.
So
it's a great spot.
Yeah. Well, we look forward to seeing you guys on the next one, and the next festival we have coming up is in Nashville, September 13th. So we hope to see you guys there as well.
We'll be there.
Yes, Endless Garage is coming out. Let's go.
We'll be there.
Yeah, but appreciate you guys, and we'll see you on the next podcast.